Hello, today we're going to be talking about exporting assets in Zeppelin and in Figma. In a previous video, I showed you guys how you can come to your dashboard screen in Zeppelin, and then if you check out this assets panel on the bottom right, you can see all the assets on the page, and this is typically going to pull icons automatically. In order for it to pull things like images, I have to mark them as exportable in Figma before I export it into Zeppelin. So in case that hasn't happened, like on this page you can see I can't see any of these image assets because they haven't been marked as exportable. But if you come across a case where you're looking for a photo, like for instance on the start page for the Mixers app, like this asset right here, you can see on our assets panel it's not here, and that's because it wasn't marked as exportable. But there's no need to fear because you can export it directly from Figma all by yourself. So I'm gonna open up my Figma screen here, and I'm logged into an account that's got only view only permissions, just like all the developer accounts have. That's what this one is that I'm looking at here. So everything that you're seeing here should be what you guys can see when you're in Figma. And here I am looking at our start screen, and so this is the image that I want to export. And notice if I click into it, I can see from this blue rectangle that that's what the image is that I'm looking at to export. So if I come to my right side panel here and I click on export in the top right, I can see image 50, that's what it's called, and I can even preview what my export is going to look like. And now notice that it's not capturing, the round shape of the frame, and that could be the case for multiple reasons. But all I have to do to capture the whole image is I just have to look in my left side panel here, and I just have to navigate up the layers, because I'm kind of drilled down. When I click into this, it drills me directly down into the image, but I want the whole frame, including these round parts on the side. So if I look in my layers panel, when I hover over the different layers, it should highlight what it is hovering on our main screen here. But if I come up, it should capture the whole image. So now we can see from our blue rectangle that it's highlighting everything that I want. It's got everything contained inside that blue rectangle, and so this is the right layer that I want to export from. So if I look back on my right side panel to the export, and I click on this plus sign and preview, now I can see that it's going to export the whole image that I want. And it even indicates that the corners of this round mask are going to be transparent, which is perfect for what I need. Notice that we have different settings that we can toggle here. So the first one here is like the resolution. So 1x means it's exactly what the pixel proportions are on the frame, so 283 by 283. That would probably be too low resolution for what we're looking for, so I'm just going to bump it all the way up to 4x, and then I can even change what file format I want this to be exported in, but PNG is fine because I want the transparency, and I think that's perfect. I could, if I wanted to do, multiple, like 1x, 2x, 4x all at once, I can click the plus sign and add as many as I want, but for now I'll just keep it as the 4x. So I'll hit export. It's downloaded straight into my downloads folder. Now if I open this up, I can see my full image. Now the only reason that, let's check out what the resolution is. So now it's 1000 by 1000 about. The only reason you might need my help as far as exporting goes is if that 4x resolution still isn't big enough. I think you can actually even type in your own. Okay, so then you don't need my help. So let's export this 10x version and see how much bigger it is. Doesn't look different, but if we check the file info, okay, now that's a super high resolution image. So you're not constrained to the options in this menu. You can type in custom multipliers for how big you want your images to export out as. I'm just going to show you one more time another example. If we go to the tutorial and the onboarding here, so this is a bit complex. Let's check this one out. This one's a bit complex because what I've done to create this for the design is I've taken these components in Figma with all of its text, images, and everything. I've overlaid different effects to get like the blur in the background, and so I've essentially just manipulated this to be how I want. But as I'm clicking to export this as a developer, it might be too confusing because, you know, it's not selecting the whole thing. But again, if we just come to our layers panel on the left here, and another trick is if this is becoming too crazy and everything's expanded, if you on your keyboard hit Alt L, it will collapse everything. So now if I come and click into this, now it's really clean and I can just focus on what I need to focus on for this image that I'm looking to get. So again, if I'm clicking in here, now all I need to do to get the full image that I want is I just keep going up a layer until it highlights exactly what I'm looking for. So right here, this frame is going to be what I want to export. I can double check this by coming to the export panel and then opening this preview. And so, yep, that's what I want. And then again, 4x isn't big enough, we can always bump it up to however big we want. So we'll try 6x this time, and then I'll export it. And it looks like there's a fill on this layer because I can see that there's none of those transparency checkerboard. So if there's a case of you need a transparent version as well, you'll have to ping me for that because I can just remove the fill. But otherwise, oh, it looks like it came in a zipped folder this time. And that's might be just because of how the names are in the layers panel. But here's our image that I exported, and here's the size, resolution. So that's our tutorial on exporting images in Figma. I hope that with Figma and Zeppelin together, you'll be able to export everything that you need and be able to get exactly the resolution you're looking for. Thanks for watching.